at that.
Tigers for the first time in 14 years.
Yes.
Auburn beats Vanderbilt.
Welcome into the Auburn Women's Basketball Review with Tigers head coach Terry Williams-Flournoy. I'm Andy Burcham. Two big ball games for the Tigers this past week, and it opened with a big win at Vanderbilt on Thursday.
Lister puts up a high arching shot. It doesn't go. And the rebound out of there to Parker. Ahead to Montgomery. Behind the defense. Drives and scores. Top of the circle, Ty Tanner. Low post, Peyton Davis. Nice spin move to the hole. Good with the left hand.
All day.
Underneath, Tracy Tanner. Into the corner, Dieng. Three ball in the air. That's good.
That's a great shot, Katie.
They're on the break, and they throw it out. Saved by Lister. Nicely to Smith. And then her ball is stolen. Here's Muhammad on a break with Montgomery. One-on-one against Jenkins, and she scores. Jenkins lobs for Lister. There's a steal by Muhammad. 3-on-1 the other way with Montgomery. Brandy back to Hasina, up for the shot, and good! And a foul on a play. A chance for a three-point play for Auburn.
It's our style of play. They don't like to play us because of our pressure. We don't like to play them because they execute extremely well offensively. You know, so it definitely came down to a matter of us having to sit down and defend, cause a little havoc, not let them run their offense as freely as they were running it.
To Parker, ahead to Montgomery, to the hole, up, good! Brandy with 11. Low post, Peyton Davis. Right baseline, Tyrese, head fake, drives to the hole, banked up, missed it long. Rebound, weak side, and Davis, and a foul!
We've really matured this whole season. You know, we started out really young, and the more we played, the more we've matured. And, you know, Coach Flo had a talk with some of us before the game. She talked to me, you know, I haven't been playing well. But just to know that my head coach has such confidence in me, it was huge. You know, I played well tonight, and it's about time, honestly.
Down the right side, Muhammad against Fogarty, and she put it in.
That's a great post up.
Underneath, Tyrese Tanner, the hole, it's good.
Nice pass.
Boy, was it ever. Tyrese with 13.
We played hard enough to win it, and we wanted to win it. Even when they made their run, the whole time our kids never put their heads down. They never looked at the score. They just continued to fight.
Parker right wing, free throw line, Tyrese Tanner, 19-footer, swish! 13 to shoot. Parker low post, Tracy Tanner up on the right hand, banked it in to tie the game.
Good girl.
Parker right side, 12 to shoot. Parker low post, Tracy Tanner bumped up, shoots, scores! Auburn with the lead, 1:01 to go. To Tyrese at the top, bumped by Beatty. Down the right side of the lane, leans in, shoots, scores with 23 seconds to go. Auburn by 2, 64-62.
We wanted to run a good offensive set, and we wanted to get the ball inside. You know, so we wanted a down screen for Ty to be able to look inside to get the ball or to drive. You saw she went for the drive.
I was just trying to think attacking to the basket, but also not attacking too hard to get an offensive foul. And, you know, I just went baseline and kept going and just went up and it went in.
Kiani in the air. It is good. 6-point lead Auburn. 5.7 seconds to go. The inbound to Lister. The losing streak is over.
Yes.
Auburn wins.
Yes.
68-62.
Yes.
Tigers for the first time in 14 years.
Yes.
Auburn beats Vanderbilt.
We're in a great spot to set up for the end of finishing up SEC and starting the SEC tournament and making NCAAs. We're in a really good spot right now.
It feels great to beat Vanderbilt, though. We haven't beaten them in 14 years, and, you know, I'm glad it got to happen, you know, my senior year, or I got to get one in, and hopefully, you know, years later we get to continue it. But these next games, we got to focus in and win.
Coach, it was Auburn's first victory against Vanderbilt in 14 years. Your focus, though, was what Auburn had done in the two games, I guess, against Vanderbilt since your program had taken over, and where the Tigers really came up with a very, very big win in Nashville.
Vandy's was a great win, and we really wanted our kids to
not focus on the media, the streak, haven't beaten them, all of the things that could interfere with what our goal was. And that was just to go in and try to eliminate some of the things that we had done in the first game. One, foul too much, putting them on the free throw line. Secondly, turn the ball over, allowing them to score points off of that.
Second half really turned into a show of two of the elite players in the SEC. Christina Fogarty for Vanderbilt, who was really held down in the first half. She scored 23 in the second half. And of course, what Tyrese Tanner did for you in the second half, including what turns out to be the game-winning basket.
Right, exactly. I mean, when we told them at halftime that, you know, either Fogarty was going to go off or Lister was going to go off. It was one of them that was going to go off. It just happened to be Fogarty that just went off. But I thought Tyrese did a really good job of putting the team on her back. Just like Fogarty put Vandy on her back, Tyrese did a good job of putting Auburn on their back and said, well, we're not going to lose this game.
Auburn's first victory against Vanderbilt in 14 years last Thursday night. We'll be back with more of the Auburn women's basketball review after this.
Hi, my name is Hasina Muhammad, and I'm a guard on the Auburn women's basketball team.
3-on-1 the other way. Hasina to the hole, 6-0 Auburn.
Great anticipation.
My favorite food is hot wings, and there's a restaurant in Memphis called Teens, and I just love it. Most people don't know that I really love to sing, even though I can't sing. I'm kind of tone deaf, but I still love to sing anyways. It's kind of fun. My favorite show is SpongeBob SquarePants because he's funny, and even when you're having a down day, he always makes me smile. I don't really have a favorite song, but my favorite album out is the new Beyonce album, and probably because all her songs are great. My favorite actress right now is Melissa McCarthy. She's just hilarious.
Welcome back on the Auburn women's basketball review. Tigers followed up the victory against Vanderbilt, playing at home against Missouri, and just as well as Auburn played in the second half, boy, just the first half, that just things did not go right for the Tigers, Coach.
No, not at all. Probably the worst first half ever I've seen. And then, you know, so many people say, well, you know, you did so well in the second half. Well, that was our game plan at the beginning of the game. It was just very hard when we couldn't score, and then we couldn't get into our press, and that just took us out of our whole concept of the game plan, which was the same thing that we wanted to do in the second half, was to score and get into our press and force them into turnovers.
Let's take a look at the highlights of Auburn and Missouri.
12 to shoot for Auburn. Tucker from 19, good. First basket of the ball game for the Tigers. Full court pressure by Auburn. Doty in the backcourt,
Yes.
stolen by Muhammad.
There you
Parker,
go.
Kiani puts it up and scores. Inbound, Tracy Tanner up with the right hand, banked it in off the inbound pass. Ty Tanner at the right wing, top of the circle, Dieng. She shoots a three and buries it. Underneath to Tracy Tanner, off the glass and in. Tucker to Muhammad, up from 15 feet, good. Corner for Parker, low post, Tracy Tanner. In a triple team, puts it in anyway. Parker on a drive to the hole, banked it in and got fouled on the play. Kiani to the top, Montgomery for three, swish. Montgomery with Ty Tanner, Ty to the hole, yes. 15:55 to go, second half, steal by Dieng. She'll drive underneath and she scores. Tucker penetrates, kicks it into the corner. Ty from 19, good.
There we go.
Game with 6 on the shot clock. Tucker right side for Ty. Go to the baseline, Ty.
He's Ty.
Shoots a 19-footer and scores, and gets fouled by Frericks. Against the press, Ty with a steal. Ty drives on Doty, banks it up and scores. Left wing, Montgomery. Low post, Ty Tanner, turnaround jumper. It's good. 12 for Ty. The right side, Dieng. Underneath, nice pass. Tracy Tanner puts it in. Ball deflected, and it comes to Montgomery. Nice behind the back dribble, 2-on-1. Montgomery, Ty Tanner to the hole, yes. Left side, Ty Tanner from 19, good. 9-point game. Montgomery on the wing, gets a screen, shoots a three, it's good. Parker across midcourt, right wing for Brandy Montgomery. And she does not get off the shot, and this one comes to a close. Missouri 68, Auburn 58.
A day where Auburn honored its 3 Final Four teams at halftime. Coach, it was good to see a lot of those players back, plus some of the staff members, and Coach Champy, Coach Ross, who was part of those staffs. Good to see them, and also good to see Auburn respond in the second half. It's still a 10-point loss, but you played in the second half, I know, like you'd have liked to have played for the entire ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we went at halftime, I was like, oh my God. Like, you guys, we're really down by 28 points. 28 points. Are y'all kidding me? You know, it was just truly amazing. And then I think just beginning of the second half, it was just, and we still missed shots, you know, in the beginning of the second half, but I think it was just a whole mindset. It was like, we missed a shot, but we can still get back and play defense. And you just had to hold them to shooting the threes, you know. But I thought it was just, regardless of the game, it was just a great atmosphere to welcome back the 3 Final Four teams. God, that's an unbelievable accomplishment, and just talking to the young ladies and all the things that they had done here, and to hear all the stories on Coach Champy and everything, it was really great.
Let's take a look at the top 5 highlights of the week.
Number 5, Katie Dieng's steal and fast break layup versus Missouri.
It's 15:55 to go, second half. Steal by Dieng. She'll drive underneath, and she scores.
Number 4, Brandy Montgomery's steal and behind the back move, which leads to a Tyrese Tanner layup.
Ball deflected, and it comes to Montgomery. Nice behind the back dribble, 2-on-1. Montgomery, Ty Tanner to the hole, yes.
Number 3, Peyton Davis's spin move against Vanderbilt.
Top of the circle, Ty Tanner. Low post, Peyton Davis. Nice spin move to the hole. Good
Nice.
with the left hand.
All day.
Number 2, Hasina Muhammad's steal and fast break and-1.
Lobs for Lister. There's a steal by Muhammad. 3-on-1 the other way with Montgomery. Brandy back to Hasina, up for the shot, and good! And a foul on the play. A chance for a 3-point play for Auburn.
And this week's number 1 play is Tyrese Tanner's final second layup to give the Tigers a 2-point lead over Vanderbilt.
To Tyrese at the top, bumped by Beatty. Down the right side of the lane, leans in, shoots, scores with 23 seconds to go. Auburn by 2, 64-62.
Auburn's athletic trainer is Cindy Campbell, and you may notice her come on the floor during a ball game to tend to an injury or maybe wipe up some blood or something like that. Really just a fraction of what she does for this women's basketball program, Coach.
Cindy is the hardest working staff member that I have. I mean, she's here before we start practice. She's here all during practice. She's here after practice. I mean, the hours that she put in to keep this team healthy is unbelievable. And if you think that the players call my name a lot, they call Cindy's name even more. You know, so, you know, we're definitely very happy to have someone of her caliber on our team. And she does it because she cares, not just because it's her job, it's a title. Cindy really cares a lot about our young ladies, and I think that just makes it easier for her to do her job.
It's good to know Auburn's athletic trainer, Cindy Campbell.
It started back in high school. I took like a basic athletic training class and realized that I could find a way to do something in the medical field and work with athletics. And that's something I kind of wanted to do. I wanted to work in medical in some capacity. Just wasn't exactly sure, but I also wanted to work with athletes. It was one of those things when I started looking at colleges, I actually knew that I wanted to do athletic training, and so got my undergrad degree at Lincoln Memorial University. It's a small Division II school in Tennessee that I played soccer at as well. I had a soccer scholarship there. So I did athletic training and was a student athlete, so I feel like that kind of helps me relate a little bit to what the girls are doing and what the athletes do every day. And then when I graduated there, I went to grad school at South Alabama down in Mobile and worked with a variety of teams down there, and then got hired on full-time. And then actually, after being full-time there for a year, I came to Auburn as the soccer athletic trainer and worked with the soccer team here for 4 years, and then I switched to women's basketball 2 years ago. So this is actually my second season working women's basketball here at Auburn. You know, sometimes it goes further than just dealing with their injuries. You deal with a lot of the mental stuff. You deal with emotional stuff. I mean, I kind of joke that I end up being kind of like their mom away from home type thing, just because I am the person that 90% of the time I'm going to see them when they're at their worst, and I'm going to see them at their best, and they see me in the training room every day. And so I deal with like everything, really, and that's what athletic trainers do. Part of it's dealing with current injuries, and a lot of it is also with prevention and trying to help them and educate them and direct them to prevent any kind of potential injuries. So we do evaluate them and their body movements and different things like that to make sure that we're setting them up to be as successful as possible on the court or the field or wherever it is that they're competing. I think just the relationships that you get to develop with the athletes and getting to know them. They all have so much personality, and it's so much fun to get to know the athletes and to be able to be hopefully a positive role model for them, someone that they can look up to, someone they can come to when they're struggling. You know, I have a lot of relationships with former athletes. I try to keep in touch with them, you know, and a lot of them will keep in touch with me, and they'll call me when they get hurt or if they're injured, if they're sick or anything. They'll be like, Cindy, what do I need to do? So it's just kind of, for me, it's investing in the relationships with the athletes that I enjoy the most, and I enjoy the opportunity to serve them every day.
A pair of big games for the Tigers this week. Auburn on the road Thursday night at a 6 o'clock Central Time tip-off at Thompson Bowling Arena against the Tennessee Lady Vols. This is a typical Tennessee ball club, Coach. They're big, they're athletic, and they'll have a big crowd, a great atmosphere in Knoxville Thursday evening.
Yeah, nothing that you're not used to going to Tennessee. You know, they're very, very good team. They're playing well. They're coming off a tough loss to Kentucky, but just a really good team. I mean, they got a fascinating player in Megan Simmons, that just a true go-to player when they need something. And then they've got, you know, great post inside.
Auburn will follow that up against another traditional foe in Georgia Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. It's a Georgia ball club that struggled early in the season. Looks like the Bulldogs are putting it together down the stretch, and it's also your senior day.
Yes,
Coach.
it is. I mean, Georgia's a very good team, and there's just some things that they had to work through early on, very much what we understand, you know, point guard situation, some young kids having to play, all of that, but they're playing really well right now. And I think the biggest thing is that it's senior night for us. You know, it's Peyton and Tyrese and our manager, Q. For Peyton and Tyrese, it's a great night. And it just goes, you know, to show the hard work that they've done over the 4 years. And if you ever know anything about a student athlete and to stay in the program for 4 years, it really means a lot. And I hope our fans really come out and support these young ladies and really wish them well the rest of their senior year.
Tennessee Thursday night at 6, broadcast at 5:45 in the Auburn-Opelika area on Wings 94.3. Then Sunday afternoon at 2 against Georgia. Again, the broadcast at 1:45. Coach, wish you all the best this week, War Eagle.
War Eagle, thanks, Andy.
For Coach Terry Williams for Illinois, I'm Andy Burcham on the Auburn Women's Basketball Review.